I remember when I was 22 years old, I was living with my girlfriend at the time. And I had to make one of the toughest decisions in my life up until that point. Do I stay in this toxic relationship, or do I end it and I don't know what's going to happen? Because I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was going to be back in the outskirts of the city. I was just unsure. And the thing about it is I invested so much into this relationship. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spending time with somebody every day, being there every day, getting used to them. It's like you invest so much energy into someone that it's hard to let go, even if you know it's what's best for both of you. I was really afraid of what everybody was going to think. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of what my parents would think. I was afraid of what my family would think if I ended up back home and I failed. Or I was afraid of what her family and friends would think. What would they say? What would they be talking about? What would be their opinions? What would my friends think? What would everybody think if I failed in a relationship? And I just had this thought process in my head. I was like, okay, I saw two scenarios. I could do what everybody else does and stay fake in a relationship, put on a fake smile, put on a fake persona, like you're happy, like everything's going good, just to make it work because you don't feel like you can get anybody else and you're settling and you don't want to lose out on this investment. Especially as a man, if you invest in something, you do not want to lose out on it. You're going to try to make it work no matter what. And I could go on and still date this girl and be unhappy and date a girl I'm not attracted to. Or I could go into the unknown. I'll take all my stuff, I move out, and I'll see what happens. And what happened is the second choice. One day she basically kicked me out after I was being cold. And I was kind of relieved that she did because it was hard for me to leave, but she kicked me out. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I had to make that decision that this is over. Because I could have pleaded and tried to stay and try to make something work that wasn't good for me. But I didn't do that. I chose my growth over comfort. I chose a hard path. And in the months after this, I grew exponentially. I got my money up. I got my mindset up. I felt more confident. I was better about myself. I was better as a person. I elevated myself by going through the toughest period in my life up until that point. And the reason I'm telling you this story and why it's important in your life is you have to make a decision that's going to grow you. You have to make the decision that's going to be hard, that's not going to be comfortable. Because right now you are in a situation that you do not like. You are in a situation that you despise. You are miserable where you are. Whether it be your job, whether it be your relationship situation, whether it be your health, whether it be your confidence, your self-esteem, you're lonely, whatever it is, you got to make a decision to change that, because sitting around all day worrying isn't going to change nothing. Complaining, worrying, and excuses is just going to perpetuate what you're going through because you're focused on it. So you got to make a decision to do something different. And when you make a decision, it's just done. There's no going back. You don't go back. I couldn't go back to that relationship. I couldn't go back to living with her, no matter how much she pleaded, because I made that decision and I knew what was right for me, but also right for her. You made a decision to pick up your phone and start scrolling. You made a decision not to talk to anybody, and now you feel lonely because you don't want to open your mouth and talk to people. You made a decision to not believe in yourself, to think of yourself as unworthy. You made this decision. At some point in your life, you made that decision. And it's been hard for you to go back because you cannot make the decision to go forward. And the only reason you can't make the decision is because you're keeping yourself stuck. But what if you can? What if you can be confident? What if you can just open your mouth and talk to people like a normal human being? What if you could have good relationships? What if people were receptive of you? What if you liked yourself when you looked in the mirror? What if you just went to the gym no matter how you felt? What if you did hard things just for the sake of doing it to build your mindset, to build your willpower? What if you got outside of your comfort zone and you made that your new normal? What would your life look like if you did what you knew you needed to do? And only you know. So make a decision today to be somebody different, to change your self-image, to change your identity, to change how you view yourself, how you view the world, and act as that person. What does that person do? How does that person act? How does he walk? How does he talk? What does he not do? Who does he hang out with? Who does he not hang out with? You got to decide this for yourself. You got to decide who you want to be. Because if you don't, the world's going to decide for you. And if the world decides for you, you're going to be a nobody. That's it for this video. Zen Hustler, no slave. I'm out.